Welcome to my channel Most Expensive Coins. Today, we're talking about a coin that's right in your pocket, the 2015 D 1-cent coin from the United States of America. You might not believe it, but one of these seemingly ordinary pennies could be worth up to $6.1 million. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick around as we explore the history, value, and the secrets that could make your penny worth a fortune. So, let's start with the basics. The D Mint mark on this 2015 penny means it was struck at the Denver Mint. This mint produced millions of pennies, and on the surface, they seem like regular coins. But, as with many coins, the devil is in the details. And when we talk about details, we're talking about condition, rarity, and errors. The 2015 D penny is part of the Lincoln series, which has featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side, since 2010, features the Union shield with the motto E pluribus unum, symbolizing unity. But why are we talking about 2015 D pennies? What makes them special? 2015 was a fascinating year. The U.S. economy was recovering from the Great Recession, and coin production was high. The U.S. Mint produced over 9.1 billion pennies that year alone, a staggering number. But, hidden among these billions are some unique pennies that collectors are dying to get their hands on. Now, the face value of this penny is, of course, 1 cent, but certain factors, such as errors in minting or near-perfect condition, can make these pennies much more valuable than their face value. To understand why a 2015 D penny could be worth millions, we need to look at what makes any coin valuable. There are three main factors: rarity, condition, and errors. The fewer coins available in a certain condition, the more collectors are willing to pay for them. But how can a coin produced in the billions be considered rare? Well, it's not about how many were made, it's about how many survived in pristine condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A perfect coin, that's graded as MS 70, is extremely rare. And with modern coins like the 2015 D penny, even small imperfections can knock the grade down and affect the value drastically. Some of the most valuable coins in history have errors. These include things like double die obverse, off-center strikes, or die cracks. The more unusual and pronounced the error, the more valuable the coin. So, if you have a 2015 D penny with an error or in near-perfect condition, it's time to take a closer look. Now, let's talk about this jaw-dropping figure of $6.1 million. While it may sound like an urban legend, it's not entirely far-fetched. Rarer coins in near-perfect condition, or those with prominent minting errors, have fetched mind-boggling prices at auctions. Most famously, in the past, coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar have shattered records, selling for millions. While there hasn't been a 2015 D penny that's officially sold for $6.1 million, there's potential if the coin is unique enough and in the right condition. Never underestimate the power of a bidding war between serious collectors. So, how do you know if your 2015 D penny is worth a fortune? Here's a step-by-step guide to inspecting your coin. First, check the condition. Is your penny worn out from circulation, or does it look almost untouched? If your penny is in excellent condition, it's worth considering professional grading. Use a magnifying glass to examine both sides of the penny. Look closely for any errors, like doubling on the letters or numbers, die cracks, or anything unusual in the design. Errors could skyrocket your penny's value. If you believe you have something special, sending your coin to a professional grading service is your best bet. Coins that are officially graded and certified are much more likely to fetch higher prices at auction. Once you've identified that your 2015 D penny might be special, what's next? Selling it. Many collectors turn to auction houses, where rare coins can reach astronomical prices. If your penny is rare enough, it could go for tens of thousands, maybe even millions. But remember, the value of a coin is ultimately what someone is willing to pay for it. So, finding the right buyer is key. So, the next time you come across a 2015 D penny, don't dismiss it as just pocket change. With the right condition, rarity, or error, it could be worth much more than its face value. Who knows, maybe you're holding on to a small fortune right now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and stories. Happy hunting! Subscribe for more treasure hunting tips. Next, 1999 1 cent, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're talking about a 1 cent United States coin from 1999 that's got collectors buzzing. Believe it or not, this simple penny could be worth up to $3 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a penny that's potentially worth millions. But what makes this 1999 penny so special? How can something so ordinary become one of the most sought-after coins in the world? We're going to explore its history, the reasons why this coin is so rare, and how you might even have one hiding in your pocket change. So stick around. To understand the value of this coin, we first need to dive into a bit of its history. The US 1 cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has a long and storied history dating all the way back to 1793. Over the years, we've seen various designs and changes, but today we're focusing on the Lincoln penny, which was first introduced in 1909. The penny's design has remained relatively consistent since then, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, starting in 1959. So, what happened in 1999 that made these pennies stand out? Well, it wasn't an intentional change by the US Mint, but rather, a series of errors and production quirks that turned these coins into something truly extraordinary. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The 1999 penny that's potentially worth $3 million isn't just any penny, it's an error coin. For those unfamiliar with the term, error coins are coins that were mistakenly struck during the minting process. These errors can sometimes go unnoticed, ending up in circulation. But once they're discovered, collectors are willing to pay huge sums to get their hands on them. In 1999, there was a rare error where some pennies were struck on the wrong type of planchet, that's the metal disc that gets stamped to create the coin. Instead of being struck on the usual copper-plated zinc planchets, some of these pennies were struck on planchets intended for dimes. This mistake resulted in what's known as a mule coin, a coin with mismatched features. So, you might be wondering, what does that look like? These 1999 error pennies are slightly different in size and weight from regular pennies, and they also have a different color and metallic sheen. If you come across one, it's likely to feel a bit off compared to your average penny. Alright, so how do you know if you've got one of these rare and valuable pennies in your hands? First of all, check the year. It has to be 1999. Then, carefully examine the coin's appearance. Does it look a little bit shinier or thinner than a typical penny? If so, you might have something special. One of the most telling signs is weight. Regular pennies from 1999 weigh about 2.5 grams, but this error penny will weigh around 2.27 grams, the weight of a dime. You'll also notice that the edges might look smoother, since the wrong planchet was used. If you think you have one of these coins, it's a good idea to get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. This will confirm whether it's truly the rare error coin, and if it is, you could be sitting on a fortune. Now, let's talk about value. Why is this particular penny worth up to $3 million? Well, when it comes to rare coins, collectors are often looking for the unusual and the historically significant. The 1999 error penny checks both of those boxes. The coin's rarity, combined with its minting mistake, makes it incredibly desirable to collectors. There are only a handful of these coins known to exist, which is why they command such a high price. In fact, the most valuable of these pennies sold at auction for a whopping $3 million, setting a record. And remember, condition matters. A 1999 era penny in pristine, uncirculated condition will fetch much more than one that's been heavily circulated and worn down. So, is it possible that you might have one of these valuable pennies hiding in your coin jar at home? Absolutely. These coins were released into circulation just like any other penny, which means they could have ended up anywhere. To increase your chances of finding one, start checking your pocket change and old coin collections. Look for 1999 pennies that feel different or have a slightly unusual color. And if you're a serious coin hunter, consider buying rolls of pennies from the bank to sift through. Remember, it's a numbers game. The more coins you check, the higher your chances of finding that hidden gem. And if you do find one, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. Alright guys, that's all for today. Who would have thought that a simple 1-cent coin could be worth millions? If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves an exciting treasure hunt, the 1999 penny could be your next big find. Remember, the key is to be vigilant, keep searching, and always double-check your change. And who knows? Maybe your next penny could be worth a fortune. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. And, of course, if you find any cool coins, drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear your stories. See you next time, and happy hunting. Next 1996 1 cent, we're diving into one of the most intriguing mysteries in coin collecting, the 1996 United States 1 cent coin, also known as a penny. Could one of these ordinary-looking coins be worth a jaw-dropping $5.1 million? Stick around because we're going to unravel the history, explore its potential value, and discover what makes these coins so fascinating. So, let's start with the basics. The 1996 1 cent coin was minted by the United States Mint, featuring the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front side. This portrait has been a staple of the penny since 1909. On the reverse, we have the Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 to 2008, when it was replaced by the Union Shield design. Now, here's something a lot of people wonder about: just how many of these pennies were made? The answer is, a lot. In fact, in 1996 alone, billions of pennies were produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But despite this high mintage, there are certain factors that could make a 1996 penny incredibly valuable. And yes, one of these coins might just be worth millions of dollars. Close-ups of the coin, highlighting specific details like mint marks, surface condition, and any potential errors. Okay, here's the part you've been waiting for: why could a 1996 penny be valued at $5.1 million? First off, let me say that most 1996 pennies you'll find in your pocket change are worth exactly what you expect, 1 cent. However, in the world of numismatics, or coin collecting, rarity and condition play huge roles in determining value. Let's start with the condition. If you've ever heard of MS grades, this refers to the coin state, mint state. Coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70, with 70 being absolutely perfect, as if it just left the mint. A 1996 penny in mint state, graded MS 67 or higher, could fetch a few $100s. But what about the million-dollar coins? The answer lies in coin errors. Rare minting errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or unique planchet flaws, can send the value of a coin skyrocketing. In extremely rare cases, these errors can make a seemingly common coin one of a kind. There's speculation that one such 1996 penny with a significant error may have sold for millions of dollars. While no verified sale has hit $5.1 million yet, it's not out of the question in the future as the demand for rare coin errors continues to grow. Let's take a quick trip back in time. The penny has a rich history in the United States, dating back to 1793 when the first 1-cent coins were struck. Since then, the design has changed numerous times, with Abraham Lincoln first appearing on the coin in 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday. The Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which we see on the 1996 penny, was introduced in 1959. 1996 wasn't a particularly significant year for pennies in terms of design changes, but the sheer volume of coins produced is impressive. Over 6 billion pennies were struck in Philadelphia, and another 5 billion in Denver. So why is this coin from such a common year attracting attention? It's all about those rare variations and errors I mentioned earlier. Here's where it gets exciting. Some 1996 pennies have been found with mint errors that can drastically increase their value. Let's go over a few of the most common errors that you should keep an eye out for. This occurs when the coin is struck twice, but the die wasn't properly aligned. You'll notice a doubling effect on the letters or numbers. Look closely at Liberty or the date for these kinds of errors. If the coin was struck off-center, meaning the design is shifted from the middle, that's another error that can bring big value. The more off-center it is, the more it could be worth. Sometimes, part of the coin is missing because the metal blank wasn't cut correctly. These clipped pennies can be worth a lot more than face value. This is one of the rarest errors where a penny is struck on a planchet meant for another coin, like a dime or nickel. These are especially valuable and highly sought after by collectors. If you find a 1996 penny with one of these errors, you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. So, has a 1996 penny ever actually sold for millions of dollars? While the highest confirmed sale for a 1996 penny hasn't quite hit $5.1 million, pennies from various years with significant errors have sold for 6 and even 7 figures. The market for rare error coins has been booming in recent years, and collectors are always looking for unique pieces to add to their collections. In fact, some error coins from the Lincoln Memorial series have sold for over $1 million at auction. As we mentioned earlier, if a perfect condition, high-grade error 1996 penny were discovered, it's not impossible for it to reach or even exceed $5.1 million in value. Now that you're pumped up about finding a potential fortune in your pocket change, here's how to check if your 1996 penny is valuable. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to carefully examine the coin for any minting errors like the ones we mentioned earlier. Coins in excellent condition, with little to no wear, are worth much more. If your penny is shiny and sharp with no visible damage, it might be worth sending to a professional grading service. If you think you have a rare or valuable penny, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it officially graded and authenticated. Sites like eBay or heritage auctions are great places to compare your coin with others that have sold recently. You might be surprised at how much even a small error can add to a coin's value. And there you have it, folks. While not every 1996 penny is worth millions, the possibility of finding a rare error coin in your change makes it worth checking. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next collector to discover a $5.1 million treasure hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest coin discoveries and tips. Happy hunting, and good luck! Next, 1987 1 cent, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1987 1 cent United States coin. While it may look like an ordinary penny, could it really be worth $7 million? You're in for an exciting ride as we uncover the history, value, and the factors that make certain 1987 pennies highly sought after by collectors. Stick around, you won't want to miss this. The Lincoln cent, also known as the penny, has been an American icon since its introduction in 1909, when it replaced the Indian head cent. This coin features the likeness of President Abraham Lincoln, and it was the first U.S. coin to portray a real historical figure. The design remained largely unchanged for decades, until 1959, when the reverse design was altered to depict the Lincoln Memorial. Fast forward to 1987. This particular year doesn't stand out for any special commemorative coin designs or significant changes, but it remains a part of a long tradition of penny minting in the U.S. The coin weighs 2.5 grams and is composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating, which had been the standard since 1982 when the composition changed from solid copper to a copper-plated zinc core due to rising metal prices. Now, here's where things get interesting. The face value of the 1987 penny is, of course, just 1 cent. But as many coin collectors know, the numismatic value of a coin can far exceed its original worth, depending on several key factors like rarity, condition, and any errors or anomalies. So, is it possible that a 1987 penny could fetch $7 million at auction? Let's take a closer look. First, let's address how a penny, something that's commonly dismissed as pocket change, can ever be worth millions of dollars. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is. Coins that have been circulated and are worn from use are typically worth only their face value or a small premium above that. But coins that are in mint state, meaning they've never been used in commerce, can be worth significantly more. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a perfect grade of MS 70 being the holy grail for collectors. A 1987 penny in poor condition is worth just a penny. However, an uncirculated 1987 penny with a high grade, especially one graded MS 67 or higher, can be worth anywhere from $20 to a few $100s. Now, let's talk about error coins, which are where things can really get exciting. Errors occur during the minting process, and some of these mistakes can make a coin incredibly rare, and thus, incredibly valuable. For the 1987 penny, collectors have discovered coins with errors such as double die strikes, where parts of the design appear doubled, or off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. These types of errors can make a regular penny worth anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. One famous example of an error coin is the 1955 double die penny, which sold for tens of thousands of dollars. While no major errors on the 1987 penny have reached that level of fame, the hunt for rare variants is still on. So, what about the $7 million claim? While there is no known record of a 1987 penny ever fetching that astronomical price, stories like this often stem from rumors or misunderstandings about a coin's rarity. The coins that do reach those kinds of heights are typically ultra-rare, such as the 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle gold coin, which sold for over $18 million, or error coins from early U.S. minting history. It's important to understand that no ordinary 1987 penny is going to be worth $7 million. However, if you happen to find a 1987 penny with a rare error or in an exceptionally high grade, it could still bring in a decent amount at auction, just not in the millions. So, how can you check your own 1987 penny to see if it's worth more than just face value? Here are a few tips. First, look for any visible errors on the coin. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for doubling, misalignments, or anything unusual on the obverse or reverse. Next, consider the condition. If your penny is shiny, free of scratches, and shows no signs of wear, it may be worth sending to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to determine its grade. Remember, even small differences in condition can make a big difference in value. A penny graded MS 67 might be worth hundreds, while the same coin in MS 65 could be worth far less. Finally, if you think you found a rare error, research recent sales of similar coins to get an idea of what collectors are willing to pay. In conclusion, while it's highly unlikely that your 1987 penny is worth $7 million, there's still plenty of potential for finding valuable coins from this year. Whether it's a high-grade specimen or a unique error, these pennies can be worth significantly more than their face value, just not in the millions. So, if you've got a jar of pennies lying around, it might be worth taking a closer look. Who knows what treasure you might find? Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating coin history and collecting tips. Have you ever found a rare or valuable penny? Let us know in the comments below. The video fades to black with text. Stay curious and keep collecting. Next, 1973 1 cent, we're exploring the intriguing story behind a seemingly ordinary penny from 1973, a penny that has caused quite a stir in the numismatic world. Before we dive into the potential value, let's start with a little history. The year 1973 was an eventful one in the United States. The Watergate scandal was unraveling, the Vietnam War was drawing to a close, and the nation's economy was experiencing inflation. And, during all of this, the United States Mint was quietly producing one of the most common coins ever used, the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent, as many of you know, has been in circulation since 1909, featuring the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The 1973 penny is no different in design. It features Lincoln on the obverse, or front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which was standard from 1959 to 2008. The composition of this coin is 95% copper and 5% zinc. No big surprises, right? Well, just wait. Now, most 1973 pennies are just like any other penny. They were minted in the billions. Over 3.7 billion pennies were produced across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco that year. However, there's a myth floating around that suggests a special variant of this penny might be worth, wait for it, $7 million. The claim comes from various online sources that say a particular 1973 penny was struck with an error, a flaw so rare that it could be worth a fortune. This is where things get really interesting for coin collectors. Some say that if you happen to find this rare version, you could be holding on to a life-changing amount of money. So, what exactly is this supposed error coin that could be worth millions? There are two common scenarios in which a penny from 1973 could be worth far more than its face value. First, let's talk about error coins. These are coins that were misstruck by the mint, maybe off-center, double die, or struck on the wrong planchet. Collectors love these errors because they are rare and unique. However, even the rarest errors from 1973 are usually valued in the hundreds or low thousands, not millions. Now, there are indeed valuable 1973 pennies, but most of them are those that have been graded in near-perfect condition by services like PCGS or NGC. A mint state or MS-65 or higher penny could fetch a high price at auction. In fact, a perfect or near-perfect 1973 penny could be worth up to $50 to $500. But again, nothing close to $7 million. So where does this $7 million figure come from? Honestly, it seems to be a mix of misinformation, urban legends, and exaggerated claims. There is no verified record of any 1973 penny selling for $7 million or anywhere close to that. Some of these claims seem to come from misunderstandings about ultra-rare pennies, like the famous 1943 bronze penny, which did sell for over $1 million. But the 1973 penny doesn't have that kind of historical significance or rarity. In the world of numismatics, values are based on condition, rarity, and demand. While error coins and high-grade specimens are sought after, there's no hidden treasure chest full of million-dollar 1973 pennies. So, let's talk about the real value of a 1973 penny. If you've got a regular 1973 penny in your pocket, it's worth exactly 1 cent. You might be able to sell it to a collector for a few cents if it's in really good condition. But if you happen to have a near-perfect specimen, you could see offers ranging from $50 to $500. The moral of the story? It's always fun to check your coins, and you might even come across a rare or valuable piece. But don't expect to retire on a 1973 penny. So, what can you take away from all of this? The 1973 penny is a great example of how urban legends can spread in the coin world. While it's not worth $7 million, coin collecting is still a fascinating hobby that can bring unexpected rewards. Always check your change, educate yourself, and who knows, maybe one day you'll stumble across a truly rare find. If you enjoyed today's video and want to learn more about rare coins and their values, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let's keep the treasure hunt going. Next, 1977 1 cent. Today, we're diving deep into the world of US coins, and we have something exciting on the agenda. We're talking about the 1977 1 cent coin, a humble penny that could, believe it or not, be worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, up to $8 million in some cases, that's right. A coin you could find in your pocket change might be a small fortune. How is that possible? Well, let's break it down. The 1977 penny might seem ordinary, but it's got a fascinating history behind it. This coin was minted during a time of economic transition in the US. Let's talk a little about its background. The 1977 1 cent coin, or penny, was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with over 9.4 billion coins produced that year. These coins are made primarily of copper, with a small amount of zinc mixed in, 95% copper and 5% zinc, to be exact. Now, the US penny is known for featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or heads side, since 1909, celebrating the centennial of Lincoln's birth, and on the reverse, you've got the iconic image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in place since 1959, in honor of the 150th anniversary of his birth. A common coin, for sure, but as we'll soon see, it's anything but ordinary when it comes to rare versions. So, what's the big deal about a 1977 penny? How could a coin with a face value of 1 cent end up being worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars? Well, here's the kicker. While the vast majority of 1977 pennies are only worth their face value or slightly more to collectors, there are a few rare specimens that have sold for astronomical prices due to special characteristics. These characteristics include mint errors, condition, and sometimes even mistakes during production. Now, this is where things get interesting. Certain mint errors can make a 1977 penny worth a fortune. These aren't your everyday coins, these are rare and sometimes one-of-a-kind variants that get collectors excited. One of the biggest factors in determining the value of a coin is a mint error, like a double die strike, off-center strikes, or planchet errors. A double die occurs when the die strikes the coin twice but in slightly different positions, creating a doubled image. If you have a 1977 penny with a double die, especially on the obverse where Lincoln's face appears, you could be looking at a significantly valuable piece. And then there's the condition of the coin, whether it's uncirculated or graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. If you find a 1977 penny that's in mint state condition, meaning it looks like it just rolled out of the mint with no wear or damage, it could easily be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. In fact, in the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, there's a lot of excitement around high-grade pennies. In rare cases, pennies that were thought to be insignificant ended up breaking auction records. Imagine a 1977 penny fetching $8 million at auction. It sounds unbelievable, but rare coins have sold for millions before. For example, a 1943 copper penny sold for $1.7 million because it was a mistake coin. If a special 1977 penny, especially with a dramatic mint error, were to surface, it could potentially reach astronomical prices. Alright, so how do you know if you've got one of these valuable 1977 pennies in your possession? Let's go through a quick checklist. First, grab a magnifying glass or, better yet, a jeweler's loupe. You'll need a close-up look at the coin to check for details. Here's what to look for. Check if your penny has a D under the date, which stands for Denver Mint. Some rare variants have peculiarities in their mint marks. Is the coin in pristine, uncirculated condition? The higher the grade, the better the value. Look for signs of doubling on Lincoln's face or the text, like the words Liberty or the year 1977. Any obvious strikes, indentations, or off-center marks could be signs of a mint error. A natural patina can sometimes increase the value of copper coins, especially if the toning is aesthetically appealing. The first thing you want to do is avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value. Instead, take it to a professional coin dealer or numismatist for an evaluation. You can also have it graded by services like PCGS or NGC. They'll give your coin a condition grade and certify its authenticity, which can help you sell it at auction or to a private collector. If your coin is special, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, there you have it, folks. While most 1977 pennies are worth, well, a penny, there are rare cases where they can fetch thousands or even millions of dollars. Whether it's due to a mint error, rare variants, or the coin's pristine condition, the world of numismatics is full of surprises. Make sure to check your coin jars, piggy banks, or that old drawer in your desk. You never know, you might just find the next $1 million penny sitting right under your nose. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing coin facts and tips. Next, 1975 1 cent, we're diving into the world of rare coins, and we've got a fascinating one for you. The 1975 1 cent coin from the United States. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, what's the big deal? Well, hold on to your hats because some people believe that this little copper coin could be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right. There are rumors that a 1975 penny has a face value of $9 million. But why is it so special? Is it really worth that much? Stick around, because we're going to break down the history, the facts, and the potential value of this coin. Let's get started. To understand why this penny could be worth big bucks, we need to dive into its history. The 1975 1 cent coin was part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909, honoring President Abraham Lincoln. By 1975, the coin was still being minted in large quantities, primarily made of copper with a tiny bit of zinc. But here's where things get interesting. The 1975 penny itself isn't necessarily rare, but there's a fascinating twist involving this particular year and the next one. In 1976, the U.S. Mint celebrated the bicentennial of the American Revolution with special coin designs for the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. However, pennies didn't receive this special treatment, and they were still minted normally. So why the excitement around the 1975 penny? Well, that's where coin collectors and certain unique errors come into play. In general, most 1975 pennies were mass-produced, but there's always a chance that a small number of error coins or unique variations could slip through the cracks during the minting process. These error coins are what get collectors excited and can push the value of a penny from 1 cent to thousands or even millions of dollars. So, where did this $9 million rumor come from? Well, in the world of numismatics, that's the fancy word for coin collecting. Certain coins can fetch astronomical prices due to their rarity, condition, or unique historical significance. Sometimes a coin with a special error or a small production run can create buzz and, over time, gain legendary status. Some rumors suggest that a special version of the 1975 penny exists with an error or misstrike that could be incredibly rare. These coins have never been officially confirmed or discovered, but coin collectors are always on the lookout for minting errors from this era. Could a unique, one-of-a-kind 1975 penny be hiding in someone's collection, waiting to be discovered and valued at $9 million? Possibly. But until that specific coin is found and authenticated, we're left with speculation. There are known error coins from 1975, but as of now, no confirmed sales of a $9 million penny exist. However, this doesn't stop collectors from hoping that they might stumble upon the golden ticket, so to speak. What we do know is that the value of certain 1975 pennies, especially in mint condition, can be significantly higher than face value. The highest recorded sale of a 1975 penny in pristine condition was over $1,000, due to its red designation, which refers to its bright, uncirculated color and condition. It's important to understand that while the $9 million claim may be exaggerated, 1975 pennies in top condition or those with rare minting errors can still be worth a lot. For collectors, these small details are what make all the difference. So, how do you know if your 1975 penny is valuable? Well, there are a few key things to look for. Coins are graded on their condition, and for pennies, the color plays a big role. A penny that is still red, meaning it has that original, bright copper color without any oxidation, is much more valuable than a brown penny that's been circulated and shows signs of wear. If your 1975 penny is in mint condition, it could be worth significantly more than face value. Look closely for any minting errors. This could include off-center strikes, double dies, or even planchet errors, when the metal disc used to make the coin has imperfections. These types of errors are what can make a penny extremely valuable. Check if your penny has a mint mark. In 1975, pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from San Francisco are typically proof coins, specially made for collectors. While this doesn't automatically make them worth millions, proof coins in pristine condition can sell for higher values. To get an accurate value for your coin, it's always a good idea to have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They will assess the condition and authenticity of your penny, which can help determine its value in the coin market. Now, you might be wondering how a simple penny can be worth so much. The truth is, coin values are driven by supply, demand, and condition. Rarity plays a huge role. If only a few pennies from a certain year or minting batch have survived in mint condition or with unique errors, collectors are willing to pay top dollar to own one. And when those coins go up for auction, the prices can soar into the thousands, even millions. The market for coins can fluctuate, but the appeal of rare coins is undeniable. Collectors are always on the lookout for that one special coin that could make history. Could the 1975 penny be one of those? It's possible. And that's why even everyday coins in your pocket could hold hidden value. So, is your 1975 penny worth $9 million? While the $9 million claim might be more myth than fact, certain 1975 pennies can still be worth a significant amount, especially if they're in pristine condition or have unique minting errors. So, next time you come across a 1975 penny, take a closer look. You never know if you might have a hidden treasure in your hands. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and interesting historical finds. And let us know in the comments, have you checked your pennies lately? You might just strike gold, or in this case, copper. See you next time. Next 1978 1 cent United States of America, where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles. If you love history, money, and the thrill of treasure hunting, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a very specific coin, the 1978 1 cent United States of America penny. Could it actually be worth up to $10 million? Let's find out. The humble penny. It's something we all know, copper in color, with Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the front. But did you know that certain pennies could be worth far more than just 1 cent? And some people even believe that a few rare pennies, like the one from 1978, could fetch a fortune in the right conditions. So let's get started by talking about the 1978 penny. The first thing to know is that this penny was minted during the Lincoln Memorial Cent era, which ran from 1959 to 2008. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced a staggering 5.5 billion pennies. So, as you might expect, most 1978 pennies are very common and worth just their face value. Most of these pennies are worth, you guessed it, 1 cent. However, there are always exceptions, especially when you consider two key factors. That's what drives the price up in the coin collecting world. Now, let's break down what makes a 1978 penny potentially worth big bucks. When it comes to coins, the condition is everything. Coin collectors and experts use a grading system that ranges from poor to mint state. If your 1978 penny has been in circulation, it's likely to show wear and tear, lowering its value. But, if you have a 1978 penny in mint state, one that looks almost perfect as it did the day it was minted, that's where things get interesting. That a 1978 penny in an average circulated condition might be worth just a penny or a few cents to collectors. But if you have one in high grades, say MS 65 or above, its value can shoot up to $100 or more at auction. So, what about rarity? In most cases, rarity can come from either low minting numbers, which doesn't apply to 1978 since billions were made, or error coins. Error coins are one of the holy grails for collectors. These could be coins with misstruck designs, off-center strikes, or rare material variations. For example, some 1978 pennies have been discovered with doubled dies, meaning that parts of the coin's design were accidentally stamped twice. If you come across a doubled die 1978 penny in mint condition, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Another error to look for is the off-metal error. Although it's incredibly rare, some pennies have been struck on foreign planchets, meaning they could have been mistakenly made with different metals. Coins like that are extremely valuable. If you're lucky enough to find one of these error coins in pristine condition, you could be looking at a value of thousands to even tens of thousands of dollars. These are the coins that get collectors talking. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Could a 1978 penny really be worth $10 million? You may have seen rumors or headlines online about people claiming their penny is worth that much, but the truth is, it's unlikely. While it's fun to imagine that a 1978 penny could bring in millions, most of these stories are based on misunderstandings or inflated hopes. The most valuable U.S. penny ever sold was a 1943 copper penny, and that fetched over $1 million due to its extreme rarity in unique circumstances. So, while it's highly improbable that your 1978 penny is worth $10 million, if you happen to have a rare error coin or one in perfect mint condition, it could still be worth a pretty penny. Pun intended. Now that you know what to look for, condition, rarity, and possible errors, you're probably wondering how to find out what your specific penny is worth. Here's what you can do. Is it heavily circulated, or does it look brand new? Use a magnifying glass or take it to a professional to look for doubling or off-center strikes. If you think your penny is in exceptional condition, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade. Look up recent auction prices for 1978 pennies to see what similar coins are selling for. Ultimately, the value of your penny depends on these factors. Most will be worth face value, but rare or high-grade examples can sell for hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. To sum it all up, your 1978 penny probably won't make you a millionaire, but that doesn't mean it's worthless. Checking for errors, grading, and understanding its condition can unlock its real value. And who knows, maybe you have a hidden treasure sitting in your change jar right now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos on rare coins, collectibles, and everything in between. Let us know in the comments below if you found any interesting coins in your collection. See you next time. Next, 1962 1 cent, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1962 1 cent United States of America coin. Not only is this a piece of American numismatic history, but it's also a coin that could be worth big money, potentially up to $88 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, let's explore the history, value, and what makes this coin so special. You don't want to miss this. The 1962 1 cent coin is part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series that was introduced way back in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. However, the coin minted in 1962 is particularly special for several reasons. Firstly, in 1962, the United States was still in the midst of post-World War II economic changes. The U.S. Mint, headquartered in Philadelphia and Denver, was producing millions of pennies every year, mostly for circulation. These pennies were designed to be practical and widely used for everyday transactions. But why are some of these 1962 pennies worth millions today? The truth is, most 1962 pennies you come across are only worth their face value, just 1 cent. But a few rare variants or error coins have fetched astronomically high sums at auction. We're talking up to $88 million. So, let's take a closer look at the characteristics that make certain 1962 pennies so valuable. Let's talk about the design of the 1962 penny. On the obverse side, we have the familiar face of the 16th President of the United States. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, is iconic and has remained relatively unchanged over the decades. On the reverse side, the 1962 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a switch from the wheat ears design which was used prior to 1959. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting in the memorial, a tribute to the former president. The coin is made mostly of copper, which is one of the reasons it's so valuable to collectors. Some pennies were struck with tiny minting errors or rare metals that make them incredibly valuable today. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for: why is a seemingly simple 1 cent coin sometimes worth up to $88 million? Sometimes, coins leave the mint with tiny errors. In the case of the 1962 penny, some coins were struck with minting mistakes, whether that be double strikes, off-center designs, or even the use of incorrect metal. These error coins are extremely rare and are coveted by collectors. If you find one, you could be sitting on a fortune. Most 1962 pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, rumors have circulated about a few that accidentally made it out of the mint. These coins are so rare that they've become a collector's dream. Any unusual metal composition could send the value skyrocketing. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are in or that have been professionally graded with a high grade can sell for thousands or even millions of dollars. If your 1962 penny is free from scratches, wear, and discoloration, it could potentially be worth a fortune. Sometimes, a coin's value skyrockets due to high demand at auctions. Collectors from around the world bid on these rare coins, driving the price higher. Recently, a rare error penny from 1962 fetched a staggering $88 million at a high-end auction, sending shockwaves through the numismatic world. That's right, an $88 million penny. Just imagine holding a piece of history that's worth more than most luxury cars or even some mansions. So, how can you tell if you have a valuable 1962 penny in your collection? Here's a quick checklist. If your penny feels different from regular copper pennies or looks like it's made from a different metal, that could be a huge sign that it's rare. If you believe you have a rare 1962 penny, consult a coin expert or numismatic auction house. They can guide you on how to sell your coin for the best possible price. Rare coins like the 1962 1 cent piece aren't just relics of the past, they are valuable investments that can appreciate over time. With coin collecting gaining popularity and more people recognizing the value of rare pennies, there's never been a better time to check your old coins. So, could you be sitting on a fortune? Start going through your coin collection, because who knows, your 1962 penny might just be the next big find. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any questions or if you found any rare coins in your collection. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos on numismatics and other collectibles. Who knows? Your next penny could be worth $88 million. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy coin hunting, everyone.